So Allison's laid out some of the big attack vectors. Jerome's given us a sense of what we actually need to get right in order to make this all work. But to bring it back to a kind of a positive level, I'd love to bring up Gilles to give us a sense of exactly what this might look like if it all ends up working well as a kind of distributed computing platform. Dr. Habilitación Gilles Fedak holds an INRIA research scientist position since 2004 at ENS Lyon, France. After receiving his PhD degree from University Paris Sud in 2003, he followed a postdoctoral fellowship at University of California, San Diego in 2003 and 2004. His research interests are in parallel and distributed computing with a particular emphasis on the problem of using large and loosely coupled distributed computing infrastructures to support highly demanding computational and data-intensive science. Please welcome Gilles.
Thank you. Okay. So, thank you for the invitation. So this project is called iExec. It started as a research project leveraging a couple of years of research in distributed computing. And then it ended up being, in fact, a company called iExec. So the two co-founders are Haiwu He, who is, so we are two former academics, but two still academics. Haiwu He is professor at the Chinese Academy of Science in Beijing, and myself, Gilles Fedak, I'm researcher at INRIA. So what we are trying to do is to establish blockchain-based distributed cloud computing. So there are two aspects with this. One is about how can we use the blockchain to decentralize the cloud computing, and here we are talking more about the economy of the cloud. And the second one is more about how this infrastructure is going to be, and here we think it's going to be distributed much more than the cloud computing as it exists now, and we think that this can bring very interesting properties. So just to give you an idea of how things are, what we're trying to achieve. What we want to do is using the Ethereum blockchain to establish a kind of marketplace for cloud computing resources. So imagine this as a kind of Airbnb, but of course without the Airbnb, because here it's the blockchain that is used as a medium to advertise and publish the computing resources. So yeah, using the blockchain, we can establish this market network, and so it means that people can both advertise their servers, for instance, their applications or their data sets, what you can have now in the cloud, and also use them using the Ethereum smart contract. So here the smart contract are also used for provisioning the resources, and then once a user provisions computing resources using the Ethereum smart contract, we at iExec take care of everything which is about moving the application, deploying the data, executing the computations, etc., etc. So it has two impacts that are interesting. One is that using this model, you're not going to a specific provider. You're going to a set of providers, and here you can choose which one you want to deal with. So that's really this idea of decentralizing the economy of the cloud, and that's really specific to the blockchain. And the second one is that, yes, this infrastructure, of course, is going to be much more distributed, and so that's interesting for several aspects, in particular because we know now that the existing cloud infrastructure are much more concentrated, and this incurs a lot of, it's not energy efficient enough, etc., etc. So the interesting thing also with this company is that, so we using this network, you're going to access this network using a specific token. And so we follow this new economy that is provided by the blockchain, where when you want to start a project, you issue a token and you crowd-sell this token. It's called an ICO, an initial coin offering. And we did this operation in April, on April 19. It was very successful. It was the fifth largest ICO at that time. Since then, there have been many other. So we think that thanks to the blockchain technology, we can change the way we are doing cloud computing, and we can make it more distributed and more decentralized. And certainly, as a side effect, hopefully it's going to be smarter and also greener. Thank you.